Okay guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good week. It's Friday, February 26th. This is day 3? Day 2. I was calling yesterday. Yeah, I called this day 1. So this is day 3 of the short squeeze. GME short squeeze. So I was kind of thinking bull flag, and then we had this big candle towards close yesterday, and then I was like, that's pretty bearish for tomorrow. Then it kind of stayed pretty flat after hours, didn't do much. So yeah, it ended up being kind of bearish today. We'll see if it closes red or green, I'm not sure. Had a nice big dip today though. Wonder how many of you it shook out. We scaled in. I scaled in with more calls. Of course our calls expiring today for 300 are worthless. It's unfortunate. 2600. Yeah. Anyways, we scaled in for next week. So as it was coming down today, at each kind of the consolidation points, I bought more of the 800 calls for next week. So we're up to 6 of those, and then we still have our 200 calls for next week. We have 2 of those that they're now worth 3,300% up. Yesterday at the high, they were 43,000% up. So that was $96. I think it was into like, what, 14,000, which is crazy. But yeah, we'll wait on those for next week to come up. Today, yeah, this nice little short ladder attack here, real light volume still. So this isn't a sell-off. If the squeeze is, at the beginning of the squeeze you're gonna know, and at the end of the squeeze you're gonna know. It's gonna be halting, going up profusely. It's gonna be insane. To me, this is a nice. This is looking good. I was happy with the dips today. If you followed me on Twitter, you saw I've tweeted up like 20 times today. I constantly was updating that thing. I was happy with the sell-off because I was able to average down on my calls for next week. These are actually up right now. Look at this. So open market gain, these are actually up 3% because I kept buying in lower. And now if I was scared and wanted out of it, I could sell out right now for a gain, $58, literally. So you don't want to, when people are scared, you want to get greedy. When people are greedy, you want to get scared, basically. So when it was right here, I bought 2, and then when it was down here, I bought 2. I think, let's see, maybe about 2 here, and then 2. I bought some down here too. I didn't want any more exposure for next week at this point. I think this squeeze could start on Monday or Tuesday, and then maybe finish on Tuesday, and that's kind of why I got these 8 for that. For if that happens, if it's not, I think it'll probably sell off tomorrow or on Monday, and then I will wait. I will continue to wait for the next squeeze, more or less, if that's what's happening. Just like it happened here. But we haven't had our move yet, I don't think. I think that's why this is going to happen next week, and I think it'll go crazy. I think it'll be on Monday and then Tuesday, because that's when the options contract settles. They basically have all these written call on contracts that they have to produce shares, and they have until Tuesday, I believe. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This was almost a month, really. Almost a month. So when we got these calls that went up 43,000%, I'll show you where we got them. This all has to do with price action and reading the charts and the patterns, technical analysis, which some people hate, but it's helped me. So yeah, we saw it down here. I've been watching it, and then it had this bump. And yeah, it was still kind of flat, but that did show that this was maybe a bottom, because before that it was just trending down, lower highs, higher, lower lows. And then it hits this, and then it's okay. So now it's flat here. And then it was looking good. And then this day, what was it? Yeah, this day had a big bump up. It was like, wow, 50%. So it was up like 10, 15% this day, which was a big deal. So that makes, okay, it's bullish. This is about to cross over on the hourly. It's hard to tell when the chart gets crazy, but yeah, basically this hourly crossover. So right about here is when I started buying those calls. Only bought 4 calls, 2 expiring this week, and this was on a Wednesday. This was this Wednesday. So 2 expiring this week. They cost about $200. I was like, man, I've already lost thousands on GameStop, just in shares, probably 2,000. I was like, just in case it squeezes on Friday, I'll throw 200 into it for this week. And then I bought 2 for next week that were $100. So that's these $200 calls. I haven't sold these. So these cost me $96. Right now they're worth $3,200, but yesterday they were worth 20,000. anyways, so bottom here, and then, yep, it just started going crazy 2 days ago, if you recall. Closed up 90 something dollars. After hours went way up to 200, settled back down, and then flat this day. End of the day kind of sold off. To me, it looked bearish. I did close out of those ones expiring Friday. Let's see. Yeah, I closed out the ones expiring Friday and locked in 15 grand in profits. That's where this comes from. It's less now because there's still some unrealized gains, and I put in back another few thousand. So into new positions, I put, when I closed those calls that expired Friday for the $67 strike I had them, I opened up these 200 calls expiring today. Let's see right here, which cost me 2,600. So I was putting more money back in. I put in back in maybe 10% of what I earned. So it's nice, and I'm playing with house money. I can get a little more exposure. And that was kind of my game plan. And then today, I kind of waited for it and sold off a lot, went down to all the way down to 86. And I basically scaled in for next week because I realized Friday today was not going to be the day. So scaled in for next week. Next week could be low and flat and a sell-off. Can't know for sure, but if it does squeeze, start squeezing on Monday and Tuesday, these will not be this cheap anymore. So that was kind of my plan. We'll see what happens. But yeah, since I averaged down so much, look, this is almost break even right now. So that's cool. And then these 200s, these aren't even in the money. But yeah, we'll see. So basically Volkswagen, if you guys looked at the Volkswagen, there's lots of, I was looking at lots of different short squeeze charts actually. I haven't really looked at many, to be honest, but the one I like to look at for Volkswagen, and this might be the weekend, I've been tweeting, my hashtag's been millionaire by Tuesday. So if you look here, it doesn't really give me, basically if you can see this chart, stupid thing, this is the Volkswagen squeeze, run up, and then this is, let's see, these might have been days actually. At any rate, this Friday it was the lowest. It had been selling off. These might have been, it might have been selling off for days. I can't tell on this chart. Yeah, that might have been 4 days. So next week might just be a full-on bloodbath sell-off. And then if you look on the next Monday, so Friday it was low, very low, like lower than it's been trading. For GameStop, that'd be like $50 a share, maybe 40 or 30 even. And then Monday it was up here. GameStop, that'd be like maybe 100. Went up to maybe 500. And then next day opened down to like 200 and went up to maybe 1,000. That's Volkswagen, how that works. So it was a Friday to a Monday. Is this that Friday to Monday? I don't know. Could be. Could be. I'm hedged, so it can be, or protected, so it can be, just in case. It doesn't necessarily have to squeeze like this at all, being over a weekend or anything like that. So I looked at, here's another one. This was a good example. Dry ships. So this was a short squeeze that happened. So this is the 11th, and then this was the weekend. The 11th sold off on the 11th. Just a little gradual meltdown, and then this is a Monday. So kind of has a pattern of the Monday being it. Monday it started shooting up. A lot of people sold out, so stoked, thought the squeeze was over. Tuesday. And then I don't even see a 16. Is that Wednesday also? Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it, or yes, Wednesday maybe. So there's another short squeeze example. I was looking at other short squeezes, kind of how they, if there's some sort of specific pattern, if they have this big sell-off. Not all of them do. Some of them kind of just do this. Oh, there was a good one on Chesapeake Energy. It's funny because I've seen that one go parabolic, like thousands of percents. And I've never considered it was a short squeeze, but let's see. Because I have that on my, how do you spell Chesapeake? I don't know, something, just type something in. This isn't a good chart for it, but basically, yeah. Biggest weekly stock gain since October 1982. That wasn't, that's Apache, that's not it. There it is. So the short interest on that was 40%, and GameStop, I think we're probably well over that. But there's been different short squeezes. They behave differently. I think the Volkswagen one is referenced so much because that was a huge one where Volkswagen became the largest company in the world for a day. And if GameStop were to do that, if it had a $2 trillion market cap, which I think is Apple's size or just larger, it would be, the share price would be $32,000 a share. Not saying that it will do that, but that's where people are getting those crazy numbers from, referencing that. In theory, GameStop could squeeze much higher than Volkswagen did, being the largest company, because the short float interest on GameStop is much larger. There's a lot more going on, the percentage of short float interest. So yeah, that's kind of where I stand. Market's still open, as you see. GameStop's kind of just hovering around this spot. So no big deal. I don't really care. I mean, it'll be cool if it goes crazy after hours, but it's not a huge deal. I'm more concerned with Monday pre-market, where it's at, and then when it opens and where we're going to be. If I'm either going to be buying more calls on Monday on lows, well, I probably won't actually. If it sells off a lot on Monday, I will probably just be waiting it out and waiting until I see kind of a bottom and a reversal. So it's like, you know, this, I'll be waiting, and even that I'll still be waiting. Hopefully I won't get shaken out. That's a big bull trap, holy smokes. And waiting, and kind of do it how we did it this time. Hopefully it's not a month. Hopefully it does happen next week, but you never know. Yeah, so that's my play. I mean, I'm stoked. We're up. This account's up crazy now from these that have worked. This one's got $3,100 unrealized gains, and then these are down. But other plays we did today, go over them real quick. I actually bought some CCIV calls. I've been so hyper focused on GameStop, I haven't even looked at the rest of the market. I've realized it's all been selling off. Look, I just naturally type in GME. I realized it's all been selling off, and so this is becoming great for buy opportunities. CCIV, so they had this SPAC merger confirmation, so it sold off, which is typical after they confirm the merger. So now it looks like it's hit a bottom here, and I think it's reversing. So I think this one will go crazy. Not trying to get too much exposure to other stuff. I did average down also on my Corsair credit spreads. That's these. Now I'm up to $2,000 profit on it if Corsair closes above $40 strike by March 19th. Max loss is 1,400. Corsair kind of was down today a little bit, but I think it's probably going to be positive on Monday and start trending back up. You see here, this looks like a bottom to me. MACD's crossed over, green candles over the 9 moving average. It could keep coming down, but then if you look at the daily, the support looks like it found a support right here where this low was. I was hoping it was going to stay on this trend and bounce off this, but it came lower, and I think that's because the whole market, all the tech and all the hyped stocks and all that have just been selling off lately, all the SPACs. I think Corsair's kind of came down with that. Today, of course, they're kind of coming back up. Airbnb, by the way, is going crazy. We've got 100 shares of this. Wow. This was after earnings, so it sold off and then it went nuts. Same with Rocket. Got to talk about Rocket. So I'm going to sell a covered call on Airbnb once I think it's hit a top. Rocket, I think it's poised to go crazy. A lot of reasons. I've got calls on it, so I'm positioned and I've got shares. It's got a short float interest of almost 40%, and it just had a big news catalyst about their earnings. Launched up to here today. It's selling off, but I think this might go nuts. Not even just a short squeeze. News catalyst, good earnings, technicals crossed over. It was in a range below, bouncing off here on its way up. It looks like it's breaking out of this resistance. Next one's here. They're also offering a special dividend in March. So basically, if you have whatever share you have, they're going to pay you $1.25 or something a share. If you have shares before March 9th, I think. So that's another thing to boost it. They might be trying to preempt this short squeeze. So the short squeeze, the good earnings, and the special dividend, I think there's a lot of reason why this will go crazy. I've got 10 calls on here. 10 calls on here. I'm down a little bit on him. Then I've also got a credit spread. This is actually supposed to close right now. This credit spread, we made $840 on it. Didn't we? Yeah, it's going to close above 20. Oh, wow. It's actually pretty close. No wonder it hasn't closed. So it closed out some, I think. Rejected. Yeah. So it closed out some. It's filled 3 of them. I've got 20 left. So basically it has to stay above $20 and this will expire worthless. That's how credit spreads works. It's like selling puts, more or less. But yeah, Rocket's going to look good. Airbnb looks good. Got those CCIV calls scaled or averaged down on Corsair. You guys saw why. I think it'll be, I'm bullish on Corsair. I think it'll be up by what are we looking at? By next month, I think it'll be above 40. I guess it's possible to just sell off, but I don't know. I mean, right now it's still in a downward pattern. It hasn't really reversed. The big doji on the bottom though, and the doji on top would make me think that this is, it could reverse here. That's kind of one of the signs that it'll reverse. Looks like it's kind of hit a bottom. I mean, I could even scale into this thing more. I'll show you guys how we do this. So it's almost actually break even. So basically I just go to this, I hit trade. I've got 10 of them, so I'll just do one. What are we doing here? So we'll receive 350, 315. Little snapshot. It's basically I'm risking 185 to receive 315 if Corsair closes above $40 on by expiration. So given I can close it out before then, if it's, you know, if it's rocketed or Corsaired up. But yeah, let me open up another one right here. 315 sounds nice, nice premium. Filled. So now this play, let's see, we've got 8 of them. Now 2,300. Yeah, not much risk. I mean, this is out of the money, so people think this is really risky. I'm pretty confident in it, so that's why I'm doing it. Yeah, Corsair Rocket shares of stuff is down and stuff. I don't know. Airbnb held this account up today. I'm trying to get this out into the TD Ameritrade so it's not so confusing. This is up 2,800 today. Today's account gains 2,000, so we're actually down like 800 today from those options. What's GME doing? Yeah, GME selling off. That's why. When GME was flat, we were actually up today. There's a nice little sell-off. Okay, I guess we'll wait till next week. Little $2,600 fee I had to pay to play this week, but that was with the house money, so not a problem. Long-term's good. Look at this. The other one's down a bunch. GME's down a bunch. This is why you have a long-term. ABV is up. Of course, Rocket's up a bunch today. 275. A lot of the other stuff's flat. These calls came up today, which helped. These Rocket calls. Typically, I wouldn't have these, but yep. Gotta love the long term. Here's a weekly recap on the long term, down 3%. That's really, I'm fine with that because the market this last week has really sold off. So that's no problem with me. Let's see. Oh, is this last video of the month? It is. We'll do a little monthly recap. This is a bad month. Sorry, guys. Ouch, down 13%. A lot of this, a lot of our position is in Tesla. It owns 22% of our portfolio. It used to be 30. When Tesla was at the top around 900, I sold one share because I didn't want that much exposure more to Tesla. I had a feeling it was going to come down. This isn't an account for swing trading though, so I didn't sell all my shares. I just sold one because I didn't want Tesla that much in Tesla basically for, even though I'm still bullish on it, I just didn't want it to move my account that much. Because it had ballooned. It did like 3x since I bought it. So that's where this is, a lot of this sell-off is, 12%, unfortunately. So, but that's okay. I mean, these all have a lot of upside. And then on this one on the week, yeah, I mean, this week's been crazy. This is our best week, thanks to GME. So it says it's up to 12,000. I don't know if that's saying realized. Yeah, that must. I'm not sure. I think most of that's realized. We were up 20 though, and I've waited and I've held, so we'll hopefully be up a couple 100,000 next week. That squeeze happens on Tuesday. Some of the math is insane. Tweeting, what is it? Show you guys. Spreading the hashtag millionaire by Tuesday. I don't even know where it is, but yeah, if the squeeze happens on Tuesday, it'll be nuts. Let's see all the stuff we did today on here. Millionaire by Tuesday. Millionaires by Tuesday. Yeah. All of us. Brought 2 more calls. I showed that. Bought 2 more. So these are kind of on the lows on GME. I shared this chart with the weekend on Volkswagen. I shared this earlier today, how it's maybe symbolic of how it was last time. Didn't work like that. Last time this shot up because of news, and I put that in a thing. Here's a good article also. That's it for me, guys. Hope you guys have a good weekend. I'm gonna be chilling. Hopefully, I mean, next week might be the week. If it sells off and stays mellow, I'm gonna not look at GME for a while and we'll get back into it. Once it's time. Thanks so much for watching. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. You want a good brokerage? I like Webull. It's my favorite. I know some of you are starting to realize that, so use my link. It's in the description. Oh, GME. Corsair. Yep, it's looking good. All right, have a good weekend, guys. Peace out.